Guide me among those whom thou hast guided aright, and preserve me among those whom thou hast preserved, and befriend me among those whom thou hast befriended. Bless me in whatsoever thou dost grant me, and deliver me from the evil of what thou hast judged. Surely thou judgest, and none can judge against thee, and he whom thou befriendest is not disgraced. Blessed art thou, O Lord, and exalted be thee above what they set up besides thee. I bear witness, nothing deserves to be served besides thee, and I bear witness that Muhammad is thy servant and apostle. Amen.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings, family. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Sajida Wendy Muhammad, and y'all know that I have been on a mission to introduce to you these wonderful emerging new market leaders and industry disruptors from the Mo Today Black Muslim Business Directory. And so I'm working on new platforms and other ways to get the word out there about you. So we picked 19 shows to test out on our new Roku network called Mo Today. So if you have Roku TV, and if you bought a TV in the last 2 years, they're all equipped with Roku at this point. Go out there and add the Mind of an Entrepreneur show to your channel list. The icon's gonna be Mo Today, and you should see it right here in the corner. And get access to the channel, and you will start to see some of our wonderful shows that are listed up here on our new Roku channel. This is just a little tester. Let's see if y'all like it. Let me know in the chat what you think, and go out there and add the channel to your Roku lineup. Let me show you what it looks like to your Roku lineup. Let's see, it'll look like that. There it is. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, family. Peace and blessings. Welcome to the Mind of an Entrepreneur show. I'm your host, Sajda Wendy Muhammad. I'm still playing around with different backgrounds and different settings. I realized my lighting wasn't quite ready for us to be in the theater, but I think you all will like that when we get there. We've got an incredible guest today. We're going to be talking to Chandra Muhammad from Caiys Coffee. We're going to learn all about her coffee brand and her journey, and just help you to kind of relate and connect to other entrepreneurs who are like you, but most importantly, to introduce these new emerging market leaders and industry disruptors to the world. So we're going to be right back. We're going to hear a word from our sponsor, and we're going to get started with this powerful discussion. Be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Enjoying precious moments with family.
Oh, we didn't do that right.
Enjoying precious moments with family and friends is what the holidays are all about. Taking care of your health is also important. Peripheral artery disease, also known as PAD, is a serious medical condition affecting 8.5 million American adults. If you're experiencing leg pain, leg swelling, or difficulty exercising, then you may have PAD. PAD can put you at a risk of a heart attack or stroke. If you or a loved one has any of these symptoms, call today or visit mivcmd.com for more information.
To share with you some of the magnificent and triumphant teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. When we say magnificent and triumphant teachings, these two words, magnificent and triumphant, are adjectives that describe the teaching of Elijah Muhammad. That which is magnificent is that which is supremely great. That which is triumphant is that which is powerful enough to overcome obstacles. Think of it, black man and woman. There is a teaching in America for you that is supremely great, meaning that it is a teaching above all other teachings that have ever entered the ears of a black man and woman.
I just love that, man. Anyway, we're back. Welcome to the Mind of an Entrepreneur show, and you're tuned in here today for our conversation with Sister Chandra Muhammad and Caiys Coffee. So I'm going to bring her in. Come on in the chat. Let's participate today. I'm moving a little slow because I got a new mouse and it's not looking right. So I see y'all in the chat. I see Mrs. Phoenix 91 says, Assalamu alaikum. I'm looking forward to this interview. Caiys Coffee and Teas, peace and blessings from Mr. Shirlette, Mosque number 91, Toledo, Ohio. We got Lily Soul here, the brother Aunt D, who was on our show last week. Richard Muhammad, First Teacher Learning Products, and a whole bunch of y'all that I see are here live but not in the chat. And that's okay if you're shy. So I'm going to bring my sister in here, and we're going to begin this powerful discussion. Assalamu alaikum, sis.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
I am wonderful. I cannot complain at all. Allah is constantly blessing us and causing our evolution, so there's nothing to complain about.
Oh, praises due to Allah. I know that's right.
Yeah, so I was talking to you earlier, and we were talking earlier, and I was worried about the pronunciation of the company name. But then I thought about it. Does she go by Chandra?
It is Chandra.
Chandra. Okay. Because I have a friend who spells her name just like yours, but she goes by Chandra.
Chandra. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
the name
Chandra
is a Hindu name, and it I believe most of the Hindu people and Indians do say Chandra. But
okay.
You know, my mother wanted it different, so it's Chandra.
That's okay. What does it mean?
It means Princess of the Moon.
Ooh, that's deep.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So tell us about you're into the coffee business, and anybody who loves me know I love coffees and teas, and I'm always interested in learning how people embarked upon this endeavor and what it's like, since it's such a crowded field to get into. Talk to me about your journey in this field of endeavor.
Wow. Okay. So the first thing I would say is that many years ago, when I decided to embark upon my 1 meal a day, so you're familiar with How to Eat to Live and 1 meal a day, or for some of those who call it the 1 meal a day diet, depending on where their background is from. I didn't like coffee back then. This was 11, 12 years ago, because in my mind, all coffee tastes the same back then.
Okay.
And so once I started 1 meal a day, well, now I have to have something to kind of help curb that appetite. And so that's when I started drinking, one of the major, retailers and coffee suppliers. And I was there day in and day out every day. But I noticed that I was filling my cup with sugar, because I had to mask that coffee flavor. Yeah. Well, as I grew and I started working with Able, which you may be familiar with, the Able company and the products that we offer throughout the country, and through Canada and some other countries that ordered as well. Well, we embarked upon a coffee partnership that actually Chandra Muhammad helped us do with Hackshaw Communications. He helped us make that connection, him and Sister Rosetta, who's in California. And when we started with our Ethiopian Yirgacheffe coffee, and then we grew into a partnership, direct partnership with Cameroon, the Cameroon Boyo coffee. And that is when I realized that all coffee didn't taste the same. And when I understood the mindset of how coffee works, the soil from which it comes from, then I started to realize that, okay, wait a minute, I can appreciate the different taste of the different coffees. And I was able to, learn, kind of navigate which coffees I like better than others. And that's really how that partnership grew. So that's how that started. And even after I transitioned outside of that able world, I still had a lot of people asking me for coffee. And I said, oh my God, like I have to get the coffee, they want the coffee. And so that's how Caiys essentially got started.
That's interesting. So, my coffee journey started when I was about 7 years old. So
wow.
I always wanted to be just like my grandmother. And I'm so grateful that she stopped smoking because she drank coffee. And I think probably had I gotten older, because I wanted to be like her so much, had she not smoking, I probably would have had to break the smoking habit when I came in the nation. But thank God she did. But she would take, how you finish your cereal, you have a little milk in there. She would take coffee and pour it in my leftover milk from the cereal, and I would drink it. And that made me feel like I was grown. And then as I evolved, my dad used to bring me teas, all these different teas. So by the time I was probably right around college, I had become a pretty strong coffee connoisseur, like with the Ethiopian brands and Blue Mountain, and knowing that kind of thing. So it's always been a field that's interested me. But I never really pulled the trigger to go into it, being an entrepreneur myself. So I always like to hear people's coffee journey, because it's one of those things that I think I have passion for it in order to get it right.
Right.
And you develop that passion, in conjunction with working through trying to eat one meal a day and stuff like that. You mentioned the ABLE program, and I know a lot of people are probably saying, well, what is that? Can you explain that to us?
ABLE is actually a distribution company that was started by a couple of brothers who wanted to initially started to rebuild the the fish program, essentially, from prior to 75 with the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Whiting H&G was an essential part of our connection with our community, because we ate fish, and so when there was an opportunity for that to come across to our people again, and this was back in 2013, I believe, 2012, 2013, those brothers brought that opportunity to different cities, and it actually just took on a life of its own. And it went from just a discount purchasing program, and Brother Yassine, who you may be familiar with, the son of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he is the one who came up with the name ABLE, Army of Believers leading the efforts. So the ABLE program essentially grew, and we were able to run out of 110 cities throughout the United States and Canada, bringing the believers and those in our communities that may have been considered underprivileged or underserved the opportunity to have whiting, salmon, quality products, organic chicken, coffee, Ethiopian coffee, Cameroon Boyo coffee, which are some of the more expensive coffees, but at an affordable rate, and in a way that people can digest the cost of those products. So it really winds up being, such a beautiful experience to just meet people from all over the country, being able to work with other industry disruptors, as we like to call them, other businesses, suppliers. I learned so much through that process.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. What inspired you? So you're in the ABLE program, but did you come from a history of entrepreneurship, or was it something that you just said, look, I'm so inspired by this, I want to use this opportunity and this vehicle as a way to do for self?
Well, a mixture of both, but to keep it 100 with you, Sister Sajda, I was in MUI minding my business in MUI in Atlanta. I live in the Atlanta area. And a brother by the name of Lawrence came in the office and had a conversation with Sister Samia, who's over MUI as the student directress at MUI Atlanta, and essentially said, you know, that sister right there talking about myself, that she needs to help with this program to get this program up. I was just, you know, I literally happenstanced. If it were not for Brother Lawrence and Sister Samia, I don't know how would I have been involved. You know, Allah worked through them. But I was literally just working as a secretary at the school, and it was a way to raise money for the school. And because all of my babies, I have 4 daughters who are all, you know, who are all in MUI. MUI is a passion of mine. I'm not a teacher, but I am an administrator. So for me, it was, okay, whatever I need to do to help these babies and help this school. Now, in my family background, I do come from a line of entrepreneurs. My uncle, my aunt, you know, they own a telecommunications company. My aunt owns her own practice as a family therapist. So I was familiar with the line of entrepreneurs, even though at the time my husband and I had a trucking company, but I was just at MUI, and that's kind of how I got started with ABLE, and it really just took a life of its own, and it really grew. That is how I really got to understand the larger nuances of coffee. And you know, you talk about being a coffee connoisseur. That is what helped me understand coffee as the larger spectrum, not just the end user. That coffee is the second most traded commodity in the world, second to oil. So those are
so
the
you
things that
got to understand coffee as a commodity. Yeah.
Right. That's how that along with the flavors and the notes and the tasting, the lemons, the berries, the sugars, those are the things that help me grow into a love for coffee.
You know, you mentioned being an administrator at Muhammad University of Islam, having other entrepreneurs and people in this program to come in and ignite that do for self or entrepreneurial bug in you spoke to me when you said that, because I thought about how important it is, and I can think about how important it is that those of us that are entrepreneurs, who are members of the Nation of Islam, that we are out here as an example, not only to our own people, which says to our own people, hey, you can do this. I'm a Black woman in business. I try to go to as many places, as many MUIs that I can speak at. I've done it. I've had MUI DC at my micro hospital I helped build in Maryland, just because I want the children and the people and the administrators to see this is something that you can do. So it's really, really powerful and important. And then also to our broader community, it expands their vision of us.
Yes.
Because I get questions all the time where people say, oh, y'all get to do business? Y'all get to make money? Y'all get to do, you know, all kinds of questions. You'd be surprised. And some of these questions, some of that ignorance is what impedes our success, because people don't pick us. It's like getting picked to pull in to go into the game, and people think you can't play ball. So they don't pick you.
Right.
And so that's the purpose of this show and a lot of the things that I do, so that people don't have to reinvent the wheel. And I felt so much on my journey, especially in corporate and moving through that, was reinventing the wheel, because I'm sitting there at some summit, and I think what happened for a lot of times in corporate, they just thought, oh, she must be like Ethiopian or African or something. Never did they think she's a member of the Nation of Islam. And I learned business from, in my opinion, one of the greatest organizers and leaders in the world, which is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and working with him so closely as a new graduate. So I thank you for mentioning that and saying that. So you go into the coffee, you say, I like this coffee, I want to learn more about it. I get it from a commodity standpoint as opposed to just the retail or the end user standpoint. And you decide to start your own coffee and teas, and you name it Caiys. Where does that come from? Where's that infusion from?
So Caiys is an acronym for myself and my daughters, Chandra, Amira, Anaya, Yasmin, and Soraya. And you will see, and Caiys actually is also a play on words. So I love to travel. Those that know me know that I absolutely love to travel. And so I thought of it like an island cave, because the beach is my happy place. And when you have Caiys, I want it to take you to a happy place. So that's how I got Caiys. Yes. Even down to the logo there, you'll see in the logo, there's waves, and that is from the island, from the water. Yes, ma'am.
That's beautiful. Let me put while we're talking, give me your website so we can have that up here.
Yes, it is CaeysCoffee.com. It's CAIYS coffee.com.
I remember that. Okay, good. All right. So you just mentioned something else that made me think of something. When I talk about us as Black Muslims in business and how we bring something so very unique to the table, we bring a background and an experience and a new way of thinking to any business table you're invited to. And any business person knows that if there's new markets or new ways of thinking out there or new people that you don't know, the best thing to do is to grab those people, either make them a part of your or something, do business with them to end up being your customer. And so when I hear you as a woman incorporating your daughters into the name of your company, it makes me ask you the question, so do they help you with operations, and how?
Actually, they do a lot. My older two, I have two college students who, MUI graduates now who are in college, and they help me with marketing. They help me with, my social media. They help me with design. I have a new product that's coming out actually tomorrow. The peppermint bark, they came up with the name for the peppermint bark, which is going to be a white chocolate peppermint coffee. So they help in a lot of different ways. My younger two daughters, they help with packaging as well, making sure that my presentation is great. So my daughters are very much involved in the process. And that's something that they also picked up at MUI. So to give you a little bit more background, at MUI, they had a cafe called Cafe 3 Square that the children named themselves. And they were responsible for taking our coffee that we had, and they sold the coffee by the cup for those who were coming through the school or the mosque, the brothers who were helping to assist with the security, any of the parents that may have wanted to come by. So some of those experiences with inventory, with presentation, those things that they learned from Cafe 3 Square, they're also bringing over to Caiys itself. But I value their input because, my range is very broad. As you can imagine with coffee doesn't necessarily have an age limit, and nor does tea. So they are very, very, very involved and very helpful. And I feel great as a mother to have daughters involved in that way. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you were going exactly where I wanted you to go, because what I was going to ask you is that as a mother of young daughters and young women, what do you hope they get out of this experience with you and helping you to build this company?
Well, one of the things that I've always tried to tell my daughters and share with them is that they have the ability to do whatever they want. So I want them to feel a sense of pride, number one, that they are Black women in America who have the ability to do business with a sense of pride, with a sense of dignity, that their presentation is always on point, and that they can roll with the best of them, for the lack of a better word. I want them to feel that and exude that. I want them to know that whatever their respective fields that they may want to embark upon, that they take that same energy, that you can be an entrepreneur. You go, you study from whoever you need to study from, but then you take that information and you use it to do for self. You see how you can use it to help build your communities and make your community a stronger place of, a strong place and safe place to live. How can you help your future generations? Because for me, I think of it like I can't think of his name right now. With Rockefeller, he was part of Rockefeller, but Dame Dash, she said, I do this for my last name. And that's the way I try to instill in them, that make sure that it is bigger than you. Yes, you want to do something that you're passionate about, a gift that Allah gave you, and then you want to make sure that it does more than just you. Then it helps more than just you. It helps your community, your family, etc. So if I could leave them with anything, it would be that they can do whatever it is that they put their mind to. They're not limited because they're women. They're not limited because they're Black, and they're not limited because they're Muslims.
That's exactly right. You bring me to mind one of the bits of advice that my parents gave me growing up. Is something I carried with me through every problem, every challenge, everything I dealt with, everything I faced, was that I can do whatever it is that I wanted to do, and that I could be anything that I wanted to be. And in building on that, Allah has put me in front of some really big stuff. And I was able to use those words and hear and feel that energy. And I still use it to this day, as an adult woman, that would always be, the through line or the undertone, in our home. And it's the undertone of my life. I decide that I want to do it and I can do it, then I will do it and I will be successful. So I think that's beautiful teaching for your young daughters. It's something that when they start to navigate the vicissitudes of life, they can use that to hold on to, which is absolutely powerful.
Absolutely.
So I know it's Caiys tea, coffee and teas. Tell us about your teas.
So as I first got started, I always had this thing in mind that I was going to sell more than just coffee, because just from my travels, I know that there's so much more. And so I was so excited this year to, about a month ago, launch our tea line. So now the teas come in. For most of the teas, we either have our beautiful 20-pack silk pyramid tea bags. So they are biodegradable, reusable, high-end luxury tea bags. And we also do loose teas. For the tea connoisseurs, we do loose teas. And so I love the tea. I don't know about you, but I'm a coffee in the morning, tea in the evening kind of girl. And this is
I love
really
tea.
just, yes. And I had a lot of people who I've come across over the last year and a half who asked me if I had tea, or they're not necessarily coffee drinkers and they would like to have a tea, but they are tea drinkers. So it was really, it's really just did something for me to know that I finally was able to offer them something and reach out to another aspect of the market. So I don't know how many Black women there are in this industry that are, United States, Muslim, Nation of Islam, and to have products like tea and coffee and bringing that straight from, the roaster and straight from the tea sorters, straight to the community.
Tell us about the flavors.
Flavors. Oh man. Well, we're going to do tea flavors first because we do all flavors in coffee as well. So tea flavors, I have a pomegranate hibiscus tea that is just divine. My signature tea is the Arabian blue. And the Arabian, oh, my children put it here. Lord have mercy. So my Arabian blue is, let me see if I can put it here. Yeah. But the Arabian blue is a hibiscus blend, and it has this lovely candy-like taste. So you just a little sugar, if sugar is your thing, and it's a great tea. But this comes as a loose tea. We also have peach apricot, which is a black tea. There is lemon ginger. I have 15 different, at this time, I have 15 different varieties, cranberry echinacea. So when you go through the website, which Sister Shanita has just revamped for us, another Black woman that I'm working with who helps with the brand, she has just redone the website for us, and the website is absolutely beautiful. Easier to navigate than when we first started, because of course when we first started we only had a couple of products, and now we have almost 50. And so this is, someone said the masala chai and the lemon ginger. Masala chai happens to be my personal favorite tea. So I could not see Caiys.
I was going to ask you that. I'm a chai girl.
I could not see myself launching Caiys tea line without having an excellent chai. And if you're a chai girl, then you know that all chais don't taste the same. And I would love to. Nope. I think you would love the masala chai that Caiys offers.
Okay.
So
yeah, I would love to check it out. I'm a chai connoisseur, and most of my tea I drink are chais. Oh, so yeah. I drink a rooibos chai. I do a little black tea chai, okay. But yeah, and I make and add my own ingredients to it. So I'd love to try it.
Yes. Speaking of that rooibos chai, I'm actually looking into a vanilla rooibos chai to add to the lineup as a loose tea, for those who know.
Yeah. I'm all about the loose tea. I don't really do the bag tea too much.
Yeah. I mean, I think people who know tea know loose tea. It does. But I have because I offer, all of my products are fresh, even with the coffee. When you order online, the coffee is roasted fresh to order. So when you place your order, it's roasted then and then shipped out to you. So, and packaged, etc. The tea is pretty much the same way. When we package the tea, we are breaking that seal fresh when we're packaging it for you. So essentially, whether you order the loose teas or the pyramid bag teas, you're going to get the most flavor out of that tea.
Okay. I was going to ask you that because a lot of people have coffee and tea businesses, and they pretty much get them from somewhere, and then by the time you get them, you can always tell if some of the flavor has kind of died out. Most people probably wouldn't notice it, but for those of us who are really into it, we're like, this is kind of died out a little bit.
Yeah. No, the moment that you open the bag, and if there's anyone who is in the chat who would love to bear witness, the moment that you open the bag, the aroma hits you from the time you open up the bag. It is just that strong and that fresh.
That's beautiful. So for people who have a lot of choices when it comes to their coffee and tea, what is it about Caiys that will make you really just become a loyal customer and keep you really just ordering over and over again, and actually sets you apart from some of your other competition?
Well, for one, like we were just mentioning, the fact that when you order, your products are ordered fresh for you.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
in and of itself is something that no one else does. One of the other things that I really
Mhm.
pride myself on with K's in terms of the coffee is that we have a pound of coffee in each bag. Most people, when you're going to the
Oh,
grocery store and you're going off to the shelves, that bag is not a pound of coffee at all
no,
anymore.
it's not.
Um, yeah, you're somewhere between 10.9 ounces to 12 ounces of coffee. So when you ordering from
Mhm.
K's, you're actually getting a full pound, your net weight pound, not before the bag. You're getting a full pound of coffee in each bag, whether it's ground for espresso, whether it's medium grind, or whether you get whole beans. So you're going to have a full pound of coffee in each bag. The same thing with our teas. We offer high quality tea, 20 bags in a tea bag, not 12 bags for the same price as 20.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
a full 2 ounces of tea or more. So we're opening up our loose tea options to offer more tea, 3 ounces and 4 ounces for those who are interested. And just to have a product that is well packaged, well presented, high quality. We're not mixing dirt in with your coffee because some people are doing that. I'm sure you know. And
Yep.
so you're getting your full leaf of tea and you're getting your full bean of coffee. So I think those are
That's
some of the
good.
things
That's
that help set us apart. And I'm blessed, Sister Sajda, extremely blessed that those who started with me are not buying just because they want to support Chandra. It may have started because they wanted to support Chandra, but they're
Mhm.
continuing to
Mhm.
buy because they are experiencing a high quality product. They know that the
Yes.
service and the customer service is non-par.
Mhm. That's beautiful. Talk to me about what has been your biggest challenge on this journey with the coffees and teas?
My biggest challenge is I would say that I started during the middle of the pandemic. I started Caiys during the middle of the pandemic, and being
Mhm.
able to connect with the customer. And it may not seem like it right now, but I'm naturally an introvert. So being to
Okay.
myself and starting online, during the middle of the pandemic, it's like, people are like, well, can you deliver it? And I'm like, no, it has to be mailed to you. I can't give it to you. I can't bring it to you, those kinds of things. And just getting out of my comfort zone has been the biggest challenge. I actually had someone message me and say, who convinced you to do an interview? Because for me, I have been so to myself that I didn't want to
Mhm.
necessarily. I wanted people to see the brand and not see me. But I'm learning in business, especially business now, that more people want to connect with the whole portion of it, who it is that is running the
Uh-huh.
company, being able to directly connect with that, directly connect with the story
Mhm.
behind the company. And so,
Mhm.
though I would say for me, that has been my biggest challenge is growing out of comfort into what's more important for the long term of what I want to accomplish with my company.
Yeah, I'm glad you came out of that because you have a wonderful personality. Also,
Right?
people will buy and they'll pay for an experience.
Yes.
Sometimes people still pay. There's a few brands that can charge people for the product, but for the most part, even down to products where you don't really know who makes them, They're attaching themselves to endorsements and celebrity because they want you to pay for that experience, that interpersonal connection. And it's so important. I had a situation and working on the renovation of the messenger's home where I initially was like, I'm going to just kind of stay in the background because I'd spent so many years as a consultant in the background. I made a lot of money, but it was just, I was in the background. And what through a series of issues that came up, it's like Allah told me, you go use your name and your face. And whenever I would go before, a group of people and I go to sell my business or talk about my business, it always does better than if I'm not there. Because at the end of the day, it's your vision, it's your energy, it's your vibration. You're the one who are going to convert those people into customers. So I thank Allah that you grew out of your introversion.
Yes, it's still a process, but I'm definitely, it's the bigger picture, It's what it's about.
Yeah,
the bigger
that it's important to take something that I took something that I was insecure about myself and turned it into an attribute for my business. And so that's a really powerful skill. And it's not that you're insecure about being an introvert. In your case, you're just an introvert. It's not something that you naturally would do, but you've turned that into something that has been significant for your brand. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's an honor to hear that. And I thank you for that piece of advice, turning what you appear as a weakness or you feel that's your weakness and turning it into a strength. I thank you for that advice. I'm going to use that.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you really quickly, and people who have listening to the show, they know this story. I'm a really sensitive person. So as a child, I could see something and I'll cry at the drop of a dime. I have daughters, so you probably know, probably got at least one that's like me. And so as I grew older, I did not like the fact that I was so sensitive. It would bother me that somebody would say something or do something because I didn't know how to deal with the energy and the feeling that it would drum up inside of me. And so I would try to numb myself and tone it down. And as I started to study emotional intelligence, I learned how to deal with the energy. So when I feel something, I know exactly what that is, or I know how to ask the question, what is that? And then I said to myself one day, I said, you're so sensitive down to the granular mustard seed level of detailed sensitivity. Then that means that when you sit down at the table, this is why you can see things that other people can see. This is why you can hear things that other people can't hear. That's why you don't miss a detail where other people may miss a dozen details. And so I started to work with myself with that and just learn myself, learn what I'm feeling. And then that became my greatest attribute as an entrepreneur. So, it definitely is always something that, not always, but oftentimes it's something that we run away from or something that we don't like, which is where God is really trying to come through and bless us. So,
right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So any last comments for us before we go?
I just want to, I hope that we were able to just really connect the story behind Caiys and how we got started. The beauty, that I have where I have a Black woman who designed my bags, another Black woman who works with us on our web design, and being able to just have that strong, women power thing going on. And that we really have a better understanding. Black. Yes, it's black on black on black right now. But I think that just how much passion that I put into the company from most of the coffees, all of the non-flavor coffees, for the most part, have a photo that I took from when I was traveling. I believe this was in Thailand, on the background of the actual bag. So those details that are in everything that we have, and really just having a better understanding of what Caiys has to offer, what Caiys means, and where Caiys is going. Any feedback that we have, I always welcome it so that we can continue to grow. Um, and I also put together a discount code for any of your followers who are with us today, any of our viewers. So it's going to be B&B is the discount code, and they will get a discount off of their purchase over the next week for those who would like to order from Caiys for their first time. So the code is BMB for, Black Muslim businesses.
I love that. Thank you so much. I'm loving that.
Yes.
And
but I'm just so honored to be here.
Oh, I'm honored to have you, and I'm grateful for that you've infused yourself. See, I just put this your link out there, and you got so many comments. People are I'm losing it trying to keep up. Monique Jennings says, ASA, I love Caiys Coffee products. I'm placing another order today. I bear witness to the freshness. I'm about to make a cup of mint bliss now. So make sure, sis, you use the BMB code. You got somebody else here. Happy celebration of life. Sister Sandra, that Jamaican rum gives me life daily.
Thank
you. Got
you.
Sister Fatima that just said, yay. You got
it is my birthday.
Is it?
It is my birthday.
Look at this. Somebody else said, proud of my baby girl. Who's her mother?
That's my mom.
Oh,
thank you, Mommy.
Congratulations, Mom.
And happy birthday to my mother. Since she is watching. Thank you so much.
And look at this person. Sister Letha says, sis, I already placed my order, but I will do another one with the code.
Praise be to Allah.
This is what happens when you infuse yourself into business. And that is what this show is all about. Introducing you to new people, to new markets, and letting people know how beautiful we are as a people, as a nation. And let me tell you something. We're the best people out here to do business with. Why? Because our model for doing business is different from the general model of doing business. General business models that people learn is based on predatory capitalism. So there are practices and techniques that they use that are oftentimes reliable. They have certain interdependencies that don't support who we are. But when you do business with us, and we come from 90 years of service and introducing products and services in our community, we are the best people to vet, and we're a brand new market leaders and industry disruptors. And I just want to thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you so much.
Look at all these orders you get, sis.
Oh, thank you so much.
Place my order before you share it, but I don't care. Just pleased to support you. I got the Ethiopian coffee and chocolate mint. I'm going on there and get me some chai. Look at this, your daughter. That's my mommy.
Oh.
I just want you to see all this love. We just gonna love on you here on the Mind of an Entrepreneur show. And I'm telling you, love has a way of producing success.
Oh, Sister Lisa, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm loving all of this.
That's my mommy right there saying birthday to you.
Thank you, Mom.
So yes, sis, we love you. Yes, that's right.
Love you.
We love you and we thank you. And I'm honored for what you do. Look at this. It just is rolling. I don't even know what to tell you.
Praise be to Allah. I'm so honored. Again, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate this. And I thank for our Magnolia Crescent, Brother Anthony, for pushing me as well to do this. I was like, I'm nervous, but he pushed me. He pushed me hard. So I'm thankful for that referral, Brother Anthony. That's your shout out. Make sure you get some Magnolia Crescents because we are all here to support each other, right, Sister Sasha?
That's right.
So, but yes, thank you again so much. I'm just so honored. I appreciate all of the love that you all are giving me. I could not have had a better birthday to start out with. Thank you so much.
All praises due to Allah. So y'all make sure y'all go to Caiys Coffee, CAIYS coffee.com. Use the discount code BMB, which is for Black Muslim Business, and order your coffee or tea or whatever. I'm gonna get me some. I'm gonna get me some.
Or a little bit of both if it makes you happy. That's right.
A little bit.
Thank you.
So thank you, sis. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you, and I'm honored to be able to share in your journey. And if there's anything that I can do, don't hesitate to reach out.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I thank Allah for you and for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad for blessing us with this information and this knowledge. Thank you, sis.
Yes. Thank you. Look, my mom's like, thank you for the discount code. Hey. Thank you, sis. May Allah bless you. And we'll chat soon, okay?
Thank you. Assalamu.
You're welcome. Wa alaikum salam. There it is, y'all. Another one in the books. We introduced you to another industry disruptor, an emerging market leader. And let me tell you something. When you hear her talking about the quality of her products, the customer service, the way she delivers and handles her product, I'm guaranteeing you that you just don't see that on an everyday basis when people are introducing goods and services to us. Why? Because they practice predatory capitalism. It's all about cutting corners, getting over on somebody, getting more out of the deal than what you take out. But when you come and do business with us, those of us here in the Black Muslim community, I promise you, you are getting to a mindset and a level of service that you're just not going to find nowhere else. So this show is live here today. By tomorrow, inshallah, we will upload it, okay, to the Roku, our Roku TV channel. So make sure you add that. Make sure you like and subscribe to this page, and make sure that you go out and get your commemorative Elijah coin. Please support the completion of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad House. Order your commemorative Elijah coin. We have the pendants. We have some left because we had a new order shipment that came in. You all probably saw the video, and it's so important. I cannot tell you that how much every single day I learn something new as a result of this project, and I get a new idea on how to present this project to you and allow you to share in this powerful, powerful vision. So what I'd like you to do is go out, make a donation, or get your coin. If you want to make a donation to us, you can do so via Cash App at Mo Today, $Mo Today, MOETODAY. You can definitely do that. Make sure you stay in touch with us outside of social media. Text Do For Self, that's DO 4 SELF to 855-574-9099. So if you say, I'm not ready to get my coin, but I do want to support, then Cash App us at $Mo Today, MOETODAY. And if you are ready to get your coin, go to sajdahouse.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at sajdahouse. And there's a link in the bio, a special link for this. They're not going to last, so that you get out there and get them right away. So thank you all very much. Thank you. I appreciate you all, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday for the Sajda Saturday Morning Coffee Talks right here on the Sajda Wendy Muhammad YouTube channel. Peace and blessings.